That is not good. Sweet. And welcome into the George Nisley Memorial Field here at Paint Valley, where we are coming at you live with the Ride the Wave broadcast. I am your host, Clay Archer, with my right-hand man, as always, Adam B-Dubs. Adam, I know we were supposed to be at Vinton County tonight. We had a few mishaps go with there, so we're switching here. I know it kind of bums you out. Didn't get to see your alma mater. I'm sure we'll be there soon, but we are off to a great game here so far at Paint Valley.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's one thing that says about us is that we're versatile, we're able to just
we just ride that wave, man.
Absolutely, just flip the script on like 2 hours notice, get a whole new game set up.
Yes.
Come out here, watch the Maple Leaf. This is the first time I've been out here for a Maple Leaf game, so
Yeah.
Looking forward to the battle of the Maple
This
Leaf.
will be my fourth Maple Leaf. I haven't lost Maple Leaf yet. Don't plan to lose one again tonight. But going off of that, this is a huge rivalry for Paint Valley and for Huntington. You've heard us allude to the Maple Leaf Trophy is on hand tonight to make see if it changes hands from Paint Valley to Huntington, or does Paint Valley keep a hold of it going through this game? Like we said, we've had a good drive so far for Paint Valley, with it being 2nd and 3. That
Nice
one's going to be
catch by
completed.
Carson.
Carson Free for a huge gain there.
Down to looks about the 5.
So, Adam, Carson Free, coming off of a year where he led the league in receiving yards last year, kind of off to a slow start the first half of the year so far this year, but the last couple of games he's really started to get going here.
Yeah, I don't know if you can call it a slow start for him as much as there just wasn't a whole lot of shine to go around with Braylon
And
Robertson.
here we go. Speaking of the devil, Braylon Robertson with his first touchdown of the game. Touchdown, Bearcats.
And his first run of the game itself, his first run was about 20, 30
I was
yards.
about to say, it looked like like you said, about 20 or 30-yard gain. But going off of that, and a big catch and run from Bryson Dunham off that big pass and catch there from Carson Free going in for a touchdown.
Yeah, Bryson's another kid that's starting to get a little bit more shine as it goes on. His
Yeah.
name's starting to get called a little bit more. I say, it seems like everybody knows about Carson, so they're gonna maybe double him. Throw
Right.
their best
And
defenders at him.
It's no secret that obviously with his size, people might not look at him as much, but what he makes up for in height, he makes up for. What he lacks in height, he makes for up in heart, man. I got to coach him on the JVs. And that's one tough-working, hard-working kid that honestly just doesn't give up. So that's a nice little X factor for Paint Valley to have here. Now, giving up the touchdown, coming off of a huge game last week for Huntington with Noah Potter and DJ Crocker. Got to talk to DJ a little bit on the Monday show.
Great kid.
Dude, amazing kid. I want to see here, do they kind of try and stick to that run game, or a heavy, good defensive line like Paint Valley's? Do they try and air it out a little bit? We saw a couple big passes last week from Noah Potter connecting. Do we see a few more of that this week, or do we head a little bit more still with the run? Adam, what are you thinking?
Honestly, I'm just looking to see how these guys are going to get see if they can't keep it rolling with the momentum they have. We've seen them how they play after a loss. Almost every game so far. This is the first time we're seeing them play after a win. So I'm looking to see if maybe they come out. Maybe they're a little quicker to get their offense started or something like that.
Right.
Have a little bit more confidence, maybe. Could be the opposite. They could come out flat because they just got their only win.
Exactly.
But, either way, I said this defense of Paint Valley is going to be a hard thing to get by.
It is going to be. Now we want to give a nice little refresher to anybody watching from Vinton County right now, especially that student section. Don't worry, you guys will get your pizza. Looks like we're looking towards week 10, so Adam can get down there and play against that team that starts with the W week 10. So don't worry, you'll get your pizza, but Paint Valley gets reap the rewards of the free pizza tonight. Kind of a nice little makeup for us so that we didn't give them that pizza week 1. So here we are. Paint Valley with the kickoff. Braylon Robinson not only getting touchdowns, but he's kicking off here for the Bearcats. Another little short kick. That's something that we see a lot here in the SVC. It seems like almost every SVC team isn't afraid to let the opposing offense start around that 30 to 40 yard line.
So I think it's a combination of them having better defenses against the short field, as well as, I say week one we saw this Paint Valley team get 3 of those onside kicks.
Yes.
I say one of them was at the 10 almost. It wasn't necessarily onside. It was one of their better
more
kicks.
like a pooch kick.
Yeah, the guy just wasn't ready for it down there, and they ended up getting the ball back. So I think it's a double-edged sword there. They like to, if they do give up, possession of the ball, they don't have a huge field that they have to, defend. Kind of got a short field to go against.
Now, one thing to watch here is, again, Noah Potter. Is he coming out here with the trips to the right? Gabe Beardsley by himself down there. Here we go with a quick pitch out to DJ Crocker. DJ Crocker's going to get some room. DJ Crocker's going to get the first down and then some. That's going to be a good play to start here for the Huntsmen.
Absolutely, and this is what I was talking about with them, maybe getting their offense rolling a little bit. Maybe they get a quick score and, they're able to stay in this game a lot longer. A lot of people are counting them out, they only have that one win. It was against it was a tough Southeastern game, so they only had one win as well. But everybody was already counting them out on that game. So
and one thing that they did a lot of last week, Adam, was they were doing that that midline read, where they're kind of reading that defensive tackle. With this, it looks like they're trying to attack so far up their first play. It looks like they're trying to attack outside just a little bit more. So Noah Potter sends Morgan in motion.
Had a big game last week against Southeastern. I say he had
and that's going to be a false start on Huntington there.
I believe Brenizer there. He had he had a punt return for a touchdown to close out, kind of close to the half.
Yeah.
I say he had a couple big plays there on offense as well. But I say that's somebody that that kind of helps special teams immensely out.
I almost call him Morgan Paint Valley's X Factor, or not Paint Valley's, Huntington's X Factor, because Noah Potter's going to give you a big game. DJ Crocker's going to give you a big game. Can Morgan Brenizer be that X Factor again tonight? Maybe get a punt return for touchdown, maybe a kickoff return for touchdown, or just catch a big pass and get touchdown. But this,
I will say, in a game that has a defense as well as Paint Valley's defense here, those special teams are going to matter the most.
Exactly. Again, like you said, this Paint Valley defense is absolutely smothering. So Noah Potter is going to fake the handoff. Here we go with that QB run right up the middle. Again, it looks like Paint Valley have been watching their film, because it looked like they were absolutely ready for that one, Adam.
You don't usually see a quarterback with the number 20.
Yeah, no. So I think,
nice and unique.
From what I was told by a few people, I don't know if this is 100% true, but I think Noah's supposed to be the running back. Had an injury to the quarterback, and now he.
I was going to ask, was he quarterback whole season?
I was going to say, I think preseason he was supposed to be that RB, and how scary of a backfield would that be with Noah Potter and DJ Crocker back there as your 1 and 2?
Honestly, you wouldn't need a quarterback.
Right. All righty, so Noah Potter in the shotgun. Takes a snap, rolls to his left.
Oh, avoids a tackle there.
Goes back to his right.
Oh, looks like
we have a flag in the area of holding.
I didn't see anybody. It looks like it might be on 68 there. I didn't see anybody within the quarterback there.
And great job there by, again, our main man, Reed Lanham. He makes Noah Potter, he's one to go left. Looks like they were trying to pass there and forces him back to the right. Another big game.
85,
I was about to say, if you guys remember our week 1 call, he was a huge player for Paint Valley in that game as well.
I'm pretty sure he forced a fumble and set up an interception. He didn't get the interception, but he set it up. Let's say so. Yeah, Reed did have a pretty big game himself in week 1. That's who I thought that was coming out.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that 85, I said, I think I remember that guy. All right, so that's going to be a penalty there on Huntington. So that's going to take that big run from Noah Potter, moving back a little bit. Something that has been kind of the Achilles heel of the Huntsmen this year, as you say, Adam, is penalties. I mean, again, they have a bunch of freshmen. They have a bunch of sophomore playing for them this year, so that's something that you kind of expect with a young team. But still, penalties really killing this team.
That looked to be a big penalty there. I say it's only about 4 yards away from where they started originally the line of scrimmage, but I say it was from the end of the play, spot of the foul. I say that looked like to be a 10, 15 yarder there.
Yeah,
so it looks like maybe a personal foul of some sort.
So it looks like 3rd and forever. Noah Potter's going to roll to the right. He has plenty of time, but really no one to throw it to, so he's just going to tuck it and try and make something out of nothing. A mouthpiece flies. And then Noah Potter is brought to the ground. Probably a gain of 10. Sorry, 5.
Even though he didn't go, he didn't have a whole lot of room there, didn't go a whole lot of yards, went about 5. I say I still like the patience to wait and watch the play develop and see if there's maybe somebody he could find downfield. And then when it, developed into a run, still looking for his holes and allowing blocks to set up to get that 5 yards instead of, just trying to make something out of nothing too early.
It looked like they were trying to get to Gabe Beardsley there, but, I mean, it was 1 versus 4 there for a minute. I mean, it's going to be hard to – so, like you said, kind of a good thing not to just force it in there. So, punt away. That's going to be a short punt right out of bounds, probably around the 30. So, it looks about 20 yards total.
Spot there.
Oh, man, they're going to give him. Yeah, so it looks like it actually is going to be the 33. So Payne Valley's going to get a few more yards here.
I thought they were spotting it at the 29. So that's a very gracious spot there. But yeah, they brought it back out to about the 33.
Speaking of Payne Valley, here again we're talking about Braylon Robertson. He leads the league with almost 1,300 rushing yards. He's at 1,291. He's averaging about 8.2 yards a carry. And
Jace heard you're not the only one going for 1,500.
Yeah, and then we had him at
20 nice catch here by
Bryson Donovan. Talk about that X factor. Makes 1-man, 2-man miss. Brought down by Gabe Beardsley. But again, another big catch and run by Bryson Donovan. He shows you a little heart there at the end.
Big catch and run by the little fella. So I think that's something that helps him out is, being on the, the smaller side. I think some of those defenses just lose him.
Yeah.
And he's so quick. He's so bursty. Reminds me of Trevor Medley.
All right, so we have 2 wide receivers to the left. We're going to hand it off. No, we're going to fake the handoff to Braylon. Preston says, I got a little running action in me. He's going to get the first down as well.
Looks like a nice little read option there.
Oh, no, it looks like he's going to be just a little short, actually, Adam. So it's going to look like it's the 2nd and 2 there. So a gain of 8. That's something, man. This Payne Valley defense, you worry about the run so much, but then they beat you in the pass. You worry about the pass, they beat you in the run. They're a very well-formed team. That's why they're undefeated in the league. Hand off to Braylon Robertson. Braylon Robertson.
This was looking like a touchdown.
Does, and that's going to be a 25-yard touchdown. Touchdown, Bearcats!
And just Braylon doing what Braylon does. That's the reason this passing offense has not been able to break out. It's the reason why Carson's having maybe a little bit down of a year as compared to last year's because he doesn't need to put the team on his back this time. He's got somebody else to do.
Braylon Robinson with his 22nd touchdown of the season.
Lucky number 22.
Repeat that. I was about to say, let me repeat that. 22nd touchdown of the season. That's insane. And we're only in week, 7?
I believe this is week 8.
Yeah.
He's already got 2 this game. Came in with 20, already at 22.
Yeah. Jeez Louise. And then if that's not enough, he goes out there and kicks the field goal. That one's going to be a little wide left, but his field goal percentage this year has actually been very well. It's kind of like what you see down in Vinton County where you have one of your star athletes also being the kicker. They might be a little tired when they go kick that PAT.
I'm pretty sure that's Lane Holburn?
Hayburn, yeah.
Hayburn, yeah. I say he's another one of those guys that reminds me a lot of Bryce. He's, I think he's a little bit on the shorter side.
Yeah.
But, he'll have like 4 or 5 catches, usually 70 yards, 2 touchdowns, something like that, where he maximizes his catches. I feel like that's something that this Payne Valley team is really good at is, because Braylon is so much of the workload, when other guys are getting their chances to shine, they're maximizing their potential.
Exactly. Exactly. And when you have kids that are maximizing the small opportunities that they have, you become a hard team to beat. And I just saw a Razor go absolutely 7,000 miles an hour past the football field. Faster than the speed of sound,
he's still
I think.
going.
He is. I expect to see a couple shares after that because it looks like he is running from the law.
Hey, he was in a cornfield, so he's not on any property.
That's how you get away from the shares.
Absolutely. But something that we talked a little bit about in that pregame show we had for Vinton County was hard work, and that's something I see from this Payne Valley team as well. Is just hard work, going in, putting in the effort just to get back to what we were saying there.
It's just something that's instilled in them, not only in football, not only in basketball and baseball, but just living in this type of town. This football team really represents what this community is about, Adam. I mean, it's a hard-working town. You wake up, you do your 9 to 5, and that's why they have so much.
Oh, we got a flag on the play here.
Looks like it's going to be an offsides on the kick for Payne Valley.
But one thing that, to attest to what you're saying, one thing that I absolutely love about Payne Valley, it is probably my favorite school in the SVC because it reminds me so much of a Vinton County.
Yes.
We're the only school in our town, and this kind of has that feel where it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. And I'll talk about the views, too, because, again, one thing I was looking forward to in Vinton County was that amazing view. But, again, we get the alternate, I think, best view in the SVC, possibly Southern Ohio, is Coppers Mountain. right here.
That's why I'm glad Vinton County's in the TVC. They don't have to compete with this.
Exactly.
View. Maybe they got the best view in the TVC.
Yeah.
But this has got the best one in the SVC. It's not all that different, Just our field's hilly instead of flat.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so Payne Valley is going to try to kick off again here. Like we said, it was an offsides penalty on them, something that we saw a lot of actually last week against the Southeastern and Huntington game. So it must be something that the officials are emphasizing a little bit this year. But Braylon's kick is away.
And it
here
looks
we
like
are
they got
again.
another one. And both of those were beautiful kicks,
They were.
too.
I want to give another shout out. Payne Valley is having their breast cancer awareness night here tonight, so that's why you'll see Payne Valley's players, some of them wearing the pink socks. I know with Tony on our staff here, that's something that's near and dear to his heart. So it's always a good thing to see whenever you come out here. Again, October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so you'll see that in the NFL. You'll see it here in a couple of schools, and it is something that we are proud to promote here as well at the Ride the Wave show.
I think there should be a little bit more teams doing it.
Yeah.
We don't see we see Payne Valley with it. We don't see Huntington with it. You'd like to start seeing a little bit more awareness and stuff like that. Maybe maybe not just for breast cancer, maybe for some other stuff as well.
Right.
But yes, Payne Valley's doing it.
Another thing to harp on here, as you guys know, I love to say harp on. Payne Valley doing what the SVC community does, as we have a nice little pooch kick here for DJ Crocker will pick it up. And honestly,
we have Fangel to wrap up.
Huntington starts at the 42-43. Not that big of a deal for Payne Valley. I think that's where they might want them to start in the first place.
That's where they started right about last drive off. I would say the first two kicks were real nice kicks.
Yeah.
And this one looks like they just decided, we're pooching it. We're getting it out here. We're not getting another penalty on us. We're getting this one.
But again, touching on the breast cancer stuff, about Dalton Black. Obviously, I am still in the works of getting a tattoo. Have somebody nailed down, talking to him. Should have an update with you guys coming this week.
Oh, it's a beautiful design.
If you're here listening at Payne Valley, make sure you stop over by the concession stands and make sure you donate. They are taking donations over by the concession stands tonight for Dalton Black's family. So, again, make sure you go over there and do that. Noah Potter hands it off to DJ Crocker. DJ Crocker is going to get one, if any, on that run right there.
Met by about 3 Bearcats there, right at about the 40, 43, 44 there.
It looks like DJ Crocker, he had obviously that run's a little short, but he had the big run to start. He had another big run there last drive. It definitely got that Huntsman chocolate milk before the game, I would say, to give that Superman fuel.
If we didn't have that big penalty there in that first possession for the Huntsman, might be looking at a 7-13 game.
Yeah.
Here,
All right, so Noah Potter sends his man in motion. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looks up the middle. Oh, he's going to have a lot of room out to the right side. And it looks like he's going to get a gain of at least 5.
Looks like he's down at the 49 there.
So it's going to be a 3rd and medium here for the Huntsman.
Now, this is one of those nice spots that if I'm playing the NCAA, I'm calling a read option right here, maybe a little short
Read
run
option
here.
is undefeated in NCAA 14.
There's a lot you can do here. You can pass it short, you can pass it medium, you can kind of run it.
Especially with the invention of the RPO there,
Yeah.
with the read option and the read pass option. Almost a cheat code, honestly, against defense. I remember watching the Pat McAfee show, and one of the NFL defenders is like, what the hell am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I will say, I know John Gruden is always talking about not liking the RPO because sometimes it leaves your quarterback a little more vulnerable, but that's, at the
That's John Gruden.
Yeah.
We don't like to always take what he says.
I mean, I can understand that at the higher level, but here in high school, the RPO is something that if you run it correctly, executed well, it will look nice.
Yes. All right, so we have our first timeout of the game here, taken by Huntington. Again, we're going to give a huge shout-out to Giovanni's Pizza for supplying tonight's free pizza for the Payne Valley student section. Again, we know it's supposed to be for Vinton County. If you're trying to tune in for the Vinton County game, again, we had some unfortunate circumstances arise about 2 hours before this show. Had to make a huge quick pivot. Thank God for Payne Valley and for the administration out here making it nice, seamless. Very last minute asking if we can come out here. They've been very understanding, being very helpful to get us out here. So we want to give a huge shout out for them to making this live stream happen tonight. All right, so coming out of the timeout, 3rd and 4, ball on the 49 here for the Huntsmen. If I had to guess, if I'm trying to get into the Huntington's coach's mind, I think that they try that middle read option here. I don't think they're going with passes at all. I know they come out here with an empty set. Watch no Potter up the middle. Instead, he's going to roll out to his left. He's going to look long. He's going to get DJ Crocker. DJ Crocker.
Oh, he drops it.
Wow. DJ Crocker with a very uncharacteristic drop there.
Looked like he was maybe just thinking of maybe where he was going to go with it. It looked like he had a couple defenders around him. Maybe he's got to thinking, oh, I'm about to take this hit. You know, just maybe thinking what he's going to do with it next. Just ends up dropping it.
And a nice throw there by Noah Potter. There's about 3 defenders right there. He puts it right there in the bread basket. And just an unfortunate turn of events there for Huntington. So they're going to punt it away. Again, down 13-0 here for the Maple Leaf. Punt is away. Uh-oh.
Oh, nice.
That's going to be that's an amazing punt there for Huntington.
For the brand, looks like he's getting down to about the 7 there.
That's something in high school, man. If you have a punter that can pin the opposite team deep, that's a true weapon here in high school football.
Yeah, when I was in school, we had a guy, Zach Stoley. He'd say he was bombing him. Couldn't catch a ball to save his life, though. But he was bombing him.
All righty, so Payne Valley will take over on their 7. Braylon Robinson already with 2 touchdowns on the night. Preston takes a snap, hands off to Braylon. Braylon has a semi-size hole, and it looks like he's going to rush for the first down.
Looks like it's about a 13-yard rush there from the 7 to the 20. Another handoff to Braylon. It's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So he's definitely going to get a first down here.
I think he's being tackled by 10 freaking Huntsmen right there.
Got a late flag
here
coming from the back official.
Braylon Robertson keeps the legs going there with realistically probably like 6 to 7 tacklers trying to bring him down. Let's see what the flag is here. All right, so that penalty on Huntington is going to push the ball even further for Payne Valley.
What was that? Did they only have 10 players on the field?
Look like Notre Dame out there.
Yeah.
All righty. Payne Valley will snap the ball from the 50. Fake the handoff to Braylon. Get it out to Carson Free. And thank you for helping my fantasy team getting at least a gain of 15 there. That's what, 1.5 points for me?
Actually 2 because the reception.
Oh, yeah, because the catch. All righty. First round of the playoffs here. I'm trying to bring this ship home while having probably one of the worst terrible regular seasons here.
Tony had one of the better comebacks this season.
He
Started
did.
off 0-2, ended up.
Probably because some idiot let go of Hurd. All righty, so Preston. With the 5-yard carry, it's going to be 1st and 5 here for the Bearcats.
This Bearcat offense has just been moving the ball very steadily all night.
And you know, so we have a timeout here.
Timeout Huntington.
Huntington's going to take their second timeout of the half.
Got 4:35 left in this first quarter here.
So, Payne Valley up 13-0. It's probably a game that you want whenever you have probably one of the biggest games of the season coming up next week against Unioda here at George Nicely Memorial Field.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Let's say if Union can if they can get the win tonight, still stay undefeated. It'll be a gold ball versus gold ball, opportunity there. So.
I'm subbing in from the sideline right here, and I've been around the block and I've seen quite a few things. The one thing I'm not happy about is Huntington's fans leaving a little bit early. Okay, I hear a little bit out there. I see that it's 13-0. It ain't time yet. I've seen a lot of moxie coming out of this Huntington team last week. I know we're driving down the field right now for Paint Valley, but honestly speaking, I don't think it's time to leave yet. I don't want to see them in their cars. But that being said, this Paint Valley team has been phenomenal.
So we got a flag here, so I don't know if that sack's quite gonna count.
The Paint Valley fans, the one thing I will say is they are hungry. The lines for the snack lines are no joke. I mean, they are around the block. I tried myself. I wanted a nice red Gatorade. Did not get there. 15 minutes. Came back up here to let you know that I did in that line hear Huntington fans say
this is
that
the
they were
second
leaving the stadium.
Illegal participation call on the Huntsman this drive. This time they have 12 people out on the field. So, I mean, just very unfortunate. I said this penalties is what's cut them off the board, arguably. I said that first drive that we were watching, I say the first Huntington drive, they were driving down. And
the sack makes a lot more sense if they had more people on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I said I don't know if
10
it's quite
people's not enough. 12 is too many. You got to meet right in the middle there. 11. That's the last thing I'll say on that, Cotton.
Always a pleasure having Tony.
All right, so we have some extracurricular going out there. Shout out to Tony for always stopping and letting us know about those concession stand lines.
One of the people that I most happy that I get to see more often now that I am back in town, baby.
Alrighty, so Paint Valley driving the ball here, 2nd and 10 after the penalty, and nothing happening on first down. Preston takes the snap, fake handoff, pass out to Bryson Dunham. Bryson Dunham does his best Braxton Miller impersonation, but he's going to be brought down just after.
Now, if they want to start giving free and more touches and not let Dunham have so many, that's fine with me because I'm playing against Dunham in fantasy this week. Actually, wait, I do not know because I haven't set up the.
I am A-OK with having them throw it to Carson free all night. All right, so ball on the 20, 3rd and 6 here for the Bearcats. Pitch out to Braylon Robertson. Braylon Robertson lowers his shoulder. And it looks like he should have the first down.
I think our angle is just a little bit off there. It looks like he's going to be right even with it. It looks like the first down's right at about the 13. And then on 4th down, they were able to go ahead and punch it for about 4 yards. Get that first down there. Now we got a 1st and 10 from about the 12-yard line. Could be the 11. Got a pass here to Carson Free, who almost
mossed him there. No, the person that we want to give a huge shout out here on our team is Sydney Newsom. Again, she's here to do our producing, but puts MVD down there to have some camera action. We know that's his pride and joy down there, as we like to say. So thanks to her for helping us out and letting MVD do what he does best. Preston's going to take the handoff, fake the handoff, right up the middle. Number 57 hurt again. He's having some trouble with that arm this game. Looks like he got a stinger about the first drive, and something happens to him again there. That's going to be Zach Tennant. junior offensive guard. Alrighty, so 3rd and 8. Preston takes a snap. We got probably a false start if I had to guess here, Adam. Yep.
I like the set that they're in with the one split out each way. Split left, split right. And then I believe they had 2 backs in there in the backfield with Preston. I love seeing that just because it's more power football, power eye, wishbone type football. Absolutely love it.
And these are 2 teams, obviously Payne Valley's here now playing for the gold ball this year. Huntington obviously on the other side of it, but with a good freshman and sophomore class. Talking to a couple of the coaches before the game, they have a good junior high class. JV for Payne Valley is undefeated. So these are 2 programs that are going to have good futures to come.
Got a pass here to
with a
Reed.
wide open, the one and only Reed Lanham. He's not only going to get it done on the offensive end, he's going to get it done on the defensive end. He gets it done on the offensive end as well. And he is like a kid on Christmas morning right now.
Just
happy for that kid, honestly. Great kid. Got to have an interview with him last time we were out here. He said that his favorite thing about football is hitting people and hitting people hard. So
that might be a first touchdown. That might be why we're getting a little excited here. I can't say for sure. I don't know, but
So glad to see him get his first touchdown of the year. Again,
Allegedly.
obviously, as we're here for the Maple Leaf, it's always good to see good things happen during the Maple Leaf for Payne Valley. Preston takes a snap for the 2-point conversion, and Carson more like Carson Freeze, because he absolutely froze that defender right there and was wide open for the 2-point conversion that I also get points off of, so thank you, Carson.
Wide open there on that 2-point conversion.
Wide open.
It was wide open.
As you saw there, he goes up, he gives him a nice little stutter step. Literally, that defender doesn't know, is he going left? Is he slanting to the inside? Is he trying to beat me deep? So he completely freezes. Carson really just turns around.
Does a nice little hitch route there.
Yeah, it just catches the ball. It's a tough job as a corner in the SVC to guard Carson Free one-on-one.
You'd like to see it for 6, but two's just fine.
Two's just fine there. And as we look here again, Reed with his first touchdown. We think of the season, again, that is not an official stat, but going off the stats that we get every single week, I haven't really seen his name yet.
Hey,
so
if it is official, breaking news.
Breaking news. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
10 years later.
So that puts us at 21-0 here in the first quarter. It says looking like it's going to be a little bit of a blowout here.
Get that running clock running.
Now, when does the running clock start?
Pretty sure it's 30.
Is it 30? Okay, I couldn't remember if
Or
it was
35.
28 or if it was 35. I knew it was either going to be 4 or 5 touchdowns. Is that a new rule they've implemented here?
Actually, yeah, it just got implemented, I think, starting last year, if not the year before. I think it's a great thing for the game.
Oh, as a Vinton County guy, I would have loved that about 10 years ago, dude.
Oh, so Braylon Robertson here to kick away for the Bearcats. No offsides this time. Nice little pooch kick. And that's going to be number 32 for the Huntsman on the catch there. That's going to be Dalton Nichols.
Now, looking at this roster for Huntington, and we're talking about Coach earlier, they start, what? I think he said 5 freshmen, 6 sophomores. So this is a really young Huntington team.
Yeah.
Look forward to them in about 2 years, 3
Yeah.
years, just absolutely, I don't want to say dominant because I'm no future teller, but, it might be playing some good football there in the years to come.
Again, if you're tuning in for the Vinton County game and look at these two teams and be like, I don't know science, Bob.
There ain't no maroon and gray down there.
They don't look like no Vinton County here. Again, we had some unfortunate circumstances, but we are here live again. Payne Valley versus Huntington. Maple Leaf on the line. Is it on the line, though? I mean, as a Payne
Clutch
Valley
play
grad,
by us to be able to pull it off
yes.
last second.
Shout out to MVD for doing MVD things, getting us all set up and ready to go here.
As always, still looking for a Vinton County win. Wish we could be there. Just unfortunate circumstances that prevent us from doing so. No hard feelings, no love lost. Love them to death.
Yeah, no hard feelings.
Got Huntington here taking that.
All right,
So
so
they got somebody in motion.
it's going to be a pitch out to number 10 there.
Oh, big hit
Isaac
there.
Taylor.
Looks like a flag coming in. Carson Free lays a big hit. Maybe
Carson
a little
Free
bit of
doing his
helmet to
best Ray
helmet.
Lewis impersonation. Impersonation. That's a new word that I made up right here.
Oh, looks like there's going to be a holding call. Maybe it's going to be declined.
So a little update here around the league. The one game that everybody's having their eyes on tonight, Uniota Zane Trace, is tied at the end of the first quarter 7-7. Miami Trace up 14-0 on Chillicothe, while Washington Courthouse up 14-0 on McLean. Southeastern only down one score to Piketon, 14-6. Westfall up 14-0 on Adena at the end of the first quarter.
So that was a holding call. It's going to be accepted. Push them back just a little bit farther there.
Again, penalties has been what's really killing this Huntsman team this year.
Especially so much in this game. I haven't got a chance to watch a whole lot. I watched them, play Southeastern. One of their better games they've had. Obviously got the dub. But yeah, no, I say from what I'm watching today, it just seems like penalties are killing this team absolutely. And we got another flag. As I was saying the word penalties, we got another flag out here. Going to be a holding call on number 66. Going to be Caden Curtis, I believe. It's going to push the Huntsmen all the way back into their own 10 there, I believe.
So Huntington is at an official first and a country mile.
Absolutely, they're first and 30 for sure.
Yeah,
it's first and 20 to the sticks, and then you got the 10. So. And it looks like we're having another penalty here.
So just another little quick score update for you. The Vinton County game is a nail biter. It is 21-0 Vikings.
Looks like we would have exactly the same score here or there. So
yeah. So the only thing that we're missing here is 3 sets of fireworks.
Yeah, and me going crazy.
But again, kind of got robbed of that for no reason. Anyways, getting back to this game, 21-0 into the first quarter here, about 20 seconds to go. Giving the handoff to Noah Crocker. More like DJ Crocker, and it's going to be another
flag
penalty.
on the flag.
I think these refs might be trying out for a quarterback of the Cleveland Browns.
Hey, well, at least that last one was on Paint Valley.
I don't know. It looked like a hold.
I'm not talking about the one that they just threw. I'm talking about the one before that. Took them from the 10 to the 15, so,
yeah. Yep, that's going to be holding on Huntington.
I believe they said it was on number 8, Matt Jordan.
Another huge shout-out we want to give here is the clock operator. Ever since that Uniota game, we want to make sure that we give the clock operator shout-outs. No UFC fight going to be here at halftime. And I wouldn't want to have a UFC fight with Mr. T either. Give me Mr. T in that battle.
No, it's weird that happened at Uniota because they had a pretty good clock operator there the week 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not week 5, though.
Must have been a different guy.
All right, so Huntington's going to hand the ball off up the middle.
And we have a play with no flags.
All right, and that's going to end our quarter there. 21-0 in the favor of the Bearcats. So in the first quarter, 21-0. Something to look forward here if you are a Bearcat fan. Stay tuned for our halftime because Cole Miller, the dog, that won not 1, not 2, but 3 state titles this past year for the track team here at Paint Valley, and by himself made Paint Valley finish 2nd overall in the state track meet. He's by himself.
He's won more state championships by himself than a lot of these football teams around here.
Exactly.
Definitely, Vinton County's never won a state championship. A lot of these SVC schools never won a state championship.
Actually, I think none of these SVC schools have ever won a state title in football.
Oh, in football, yes.
In football, yeah.
Wasn't there a basketball team that won state championship around here?
That and Adena's volleyball has probably won 80.
Yeah, makes sense. I was talking about on the gridiron for sure. Good news, talking about the playoffs, Pay Valley already clinched a playoff spot.
And let's us not forget that Adina somehow has a higher percent chance to make it over Piketon with 1 win.
Yeah,
That's crazy, dude.
absolutely, yeah.
This is the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I believe you're the one that pointed out to me there is the #1 overall school in the state of Ohio is 4-3.
So they were ranked 10th in Division 1
Oh, that's what
at
it is.
4-3.
10th in Division 1.
How? I don't know. Those 3 losses had to have been out of state. All right, so pick up here for Huntington's going to make it 3rd.
3rd and 20.
Yep. So
From the
they're
20.
2 first downs away from a first down.
Yeah. If they can get 10 yards here and 10 yards on the 4th. Something that Tony had spoke about was just like the fans of Payne Valley just being hungry. I say one thing that I've always noticed about them is they're always going to come out and support more than anybody else. I see a lot of fans here wearing pink, along with the some of the guys from like the student sections and.
Like you, Adam, when I was growing up, other than in 2003, Payne Valley's football team was, how you say, not good. So, but these stands were packed every single night. Whether we went 10-0, whether we went 0-10, this is a fan base that's going to be out here and they're going to support no matter what the record is. And honestly, if you look over at the Huntington side, again, they're 1-6, right? 1-6.
Yeah.
I mean, those stands are pretty plumb full over there. I mean, you have one empty spot, but if you look over to the left, it looks like the empty spot is just people hanging out on the fence. So, two good schools, one good rivalry, and one good lead here for Payne Valley. We're up 21-0. Let me not forget you. Let me not forget you.
Yeah. Now, that was something that I kind of was a little depressed about. Is I haven't seen Vinton County win in football. I've seen them 500 football. I haven't seen them win in football, and they're usually pretty packed, much like this place here.
So no, I keep saying Noah Crocker. Sorry about that, DJ and Noah. But DJ Crocker up the middle again for Huntington. Looks like a gain of 1, if any. And Huntington will punt it away again here. So, fun fact, last year we got the Maple Leaf Trophy twice. We got once in the regular season. First round of the playoffs, Payne Valley versus Huntington.
Now,
Payne Valley won, by the way. Don't let me forget you say that either.
We haven't seen it happen yet, but we okay, we got a good snap there, a little low, but that was the thing that I was just most worried about was
think about this
bobble
punter's
snap.
punts. Again, number 45 on the punt there. It's going to be Rhett Phipps. Phipps. It's a cool name to say. Phipps. He is, one thing with his punts is they're getting good rolls for him as well. Not as good as Texas Roadhouse rolls.
Yeah, I say he's definitely doing well. Is it 45 or is it 35 that was punting?
I'm pretty sure it's 45.
Is
Yeah,
it-
45. I see him right there. Phipps.
Just double checking.
With a PH, by the way. PhD. Alrighty, so Payne Valley will take over the ball on the 48-yard line of Huntington, looking to get their their 4th touchdown on their 4th drive here.
Honestly, I'm ready to see them put a little bit of air into this ball, maybe get a little bit of.
Shout out Tom Brady.
Right.
And just a little behind Bryson Dunham there.
I do like that they immediately put a little bit of air under that ball and let me see what I wanted. Say, if I'm Coach Dye, I might take a little chance, maybe pass a few times here, see if I can't get something going. Maybe waste
Adam,
the possession.
if I was a gambling man, which I am, I would throw the ball here.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, so 2nd and 10, ball in the 48 for Payne Valley. We got Carson Free and Bryson Dunham to the left. They're going to hand off to Braylon. Braylon, for the first time tonight, really is going to get nothing.
Yeah, in a game like this, I said I'm gonna try to make them beat my defense and say they've shown no signs of getting anything going really on offense, and when they do, they shoot themselves in the foot with penalties. So I'm taking chances with my offense, maybe running some plays I haven't got a chance to maybe see how they work live action, see how they work, in game time situations. So that's just me personally. With 21-point lead this early, I say I'm getting risky.
Preston fakes the handoff, looking deep, pump fake, and he is almost brought down there by number 66, Caden Curtis, but throws out of the sack. Vet move there, if I do say so myself, by Preston. Getting pulled down, almost going to be a gain of probably about 10. Throws the ball away to make it just a wash play, and Payne Valley lifts the other down and comes out to punt it away. First punt of the game. So, with Morgan back there for Huntington as the punt returner, you got to watch out because he has returned a punt for a touchdown a few times this year.
So we're going to have a timeout Payne Valley here. They had a couple late substitutions there. Maybe they just wanted to make sure they had everything.
So 9:37 to go in the second quarter. Payne Valley takes their first timeout on their 4th and 10, trying to get that punt formation. Again, I think they do that because they know what kind of returner is back there for Huntington with Morgan.
Beautiful night for football out here.
I am proud to be a Bearcat cheerleaders. Thank you. Again, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Hammond Lawn Care. If you need anything, I know it's getting to that leaf cleanup season. I know I hate cleaning my leaves. So if you need to give him a call, make sure you do. He has the absolute best service in town. Get a hold of him as soon as you can because I know his spots fill up quick. And that's one thing that I test. If your spots are filling up quick as a business, that means you're running your business right. Another shout out again, Giovanni's Pizza, sponsoring our pizza giveaways here that we like to do here for the Ride the Wave show, and Adina Hospital.
Almost get a block there. Nice
hang time on that punt.
Oh, nice bounce.
What a beautiful punt there for Payne Valley.
What you might have missed was the block that stopped the defense from getting a blocked punt on that play. So close.
But no cigar.
Honestly, it's a 21-point game, but all we are is, punt block, score away from, this thing maybe heating back up.
Last week one of the big plays that really got Huntington spreading that lead a little bit bigger than Southeastern would have liked was fumble recovery for a touchdown from Noah Potter. So Huntington takes over 1st and 10. Ball on Payne Valley or on Huntington's 13. Noah Potter.
Looked like a little busted play there. He turned to his left to possibly hand the ball off, but
it looked like it was either supposed to be a handoff or a fake to DJ, and it just looked like a little miscommunication there.
But again, Huntington has got to get something going against this Payne Valley defense if they want to even stay in this game, I'll say.
I think it's time for them to dig deep in their playbook and start looking for some deep passes here.
Yeah, because again, and if I'm Coach Dye, I'm just running whatever I want on offense, and because I'm not worried about it, because they're just not they're not getting past this defense, and that's just something.
Alrighty, so Huntington comes out in that trips that they like to run, hands it off to DJ, and
see, I understand going the trips left or trips right, one split out the other way, kind of spreading the ball out. But, unless you start passing it a little bit, the guys are still going to stack the box on you. You're still going to have to beat 11 guys right up the middle.
I think that's something that Huntington on the defensive side might need to start looking into. Yeah, they have one of the best receivers in the league. Yes, Bryson Dunham started coming into his own, but Braylon Robertson can single-handedly, 2 touchdowns tonight. I'm trying to stop that and make them beat me with the pass. If they beat me with the pass, I say, okay.
It really looks like Huntington's run defense is just not good. Their pass defense looks to be there. Yeah, we've seen some passes get by them, but it still looks like they're, for the most part, when they're lined up man coverage, they're kind of...
Potter's going to tuck and run, make a man miss, get brought down by a couple of Payne Valley tacklers. It's going to make it 4th and medium here for Huntington.
Like if they were 4th and 4 from the 20.
If they're maybe just 10 yards farther down the field, I'd say go for it, but
Yeah, I say we're just a little too early in the game to be going for it.
Yep.
You know, just right on the edge of your own red zone here. See, on offense, I always call this the dead zone when you're on your own 20 and back, just because this is where you want to be the absolute most careful. So can't stress enough. Gonna want to make sure you get a good snap back there and get some good blocks. That way you don't have anything, errant happen, whether it be a block punt or a fumble or something like that so close to your own end zone.
With the play clock running down, Huntington trying to make a decision here. They just call a timeout.
I believe that's going to be their last time out of the half, so now they're going to have about 7 minutes, 7 seconds to go without being able to stop the clock here and talk to your guys, really.
And now, not to give anything away here, but again, 21-0 game. We are pretty close to the for the Huntington Bucks. All I hear is banging and the word punt. So if I had to guess what their opinion was, Adam, I would say it's to punt this all away. Very intense screaming and banging of tables, it sounds like.
And that was a chair through a window.
Hashtag not a sponsor, but somebody that I see popping up on my timeline all the time for all you Paint Valley folks out there, Norm's Diner. Looks like I saw their post today. They're going to start opening up at 5:30 every single morning for the people that are going out hunting, trying to get a nice little morning breakfast for them. So, again, not a sponsor, but just really want to help out anybody that I really can in Bainbridge. So, Norm's Diner, if you haven't checked it out, make sure you go get a meal there. It's very delicious. And, again, they're changing their business hours to accommodate hunters. So, Adam, if I'm not mistaken, was that a spiral punt?
Yeah. Oh, well, looks like we got a flag late here. Looks like it's going to be maybe a little bit unsportsmanlike.
That punt looked like it was thrown by Peyton Manning.
Oh. We got a block in the back here. Got a personal foul there on Huntington at the end of the play there. Maybe a little bit of unsportsmanlike conduct. Preston in the shotgun here. Got Braylon out back behind him. He's going to hand the ball off to Braylon here, who's just going to go right up the field.
Doing what Braylon does.
Cuts back, makes a couple guys miss. Still on his feet.
Wow.
Goes down to about the 3-yard line there.
Huge run there by the SVC leading rusher in yards and touchdowns.
Looks like he stepped out a little bit shy of the 3. It looks like he stepped out about the 7 or 8 there. Braylon just doing Braylon things. He hasn't had a. He's had if you can call it 2 touchdowns in the first quarter night, a quiet night. He's had a kind of a quiet first half.
It's kind of weird because you'd say quiet because they really haven't given him the ball a lot.
Yeah.
But when they do,
no, absolutely. And that just goes back to making the most of your opportunities, which usually Braylon does get the most opportunities on this team, but that's because he is a workhorse. Absolutely.
I think workhorses might be called work Braylons at this point. Alrighty, so 2nd and 1 from it, D1. Oh, that's going to be an encroachment. Oh, maybe
pitch
not.
Here to one of the first times I've ever seen him tackled in the backfield.
Alrighty, so after the big tackle for loss there from Huntington,
was that
be a 3rd and
8?
I think 5.
I believe that was Morgan Brenizer there.
Alrighty. Bryson Dunham by himself out right there. Carson Free by himself to the left. Preston drops the ball.
It really looks like he just couldn't get anything going after he was trying to pick that ball up. Looks like he was just really.
It looks like he got through that first wave of rushers, but then right into that second wave. Honestly, if I'm Paint Valley here, though, 21-0 lead, I'm going for it.
Smart move by, especially on your own 10, but smart move by him to really just make sure he had that ball secured and he wasn't going to give it away.
Another down.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like Paint Valley would take a timeout here to kind of discuss what they want to do with.
About 5 minutes, 10 seconds left, I believe. So, sorry, 5 minutes, 18 seconds left.
That 8 can get you.
That absolutely can.
It can look like an 8. It can look like a 0.
Again, I can't say it enough. This is one of my favorite stadiums.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
not just because of the views and everything like that. It's just the field is amazing. Have a beautiful scoreboard. And for those fans that have ever watched Blue Mountain State, you make it to season 3. The very last episodes, they're playing in a cornfield. You know, so it kind of gives it that Blue Mountain State vibe.
Best thing I've ever seen is when I came out as a sophomore one time and the senior volleyball players played a prank on the senior football players. All their cars were parked in the middle of the cornfield after we came out from practice. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. Give you a couple of score updates from around the league. Zane Trace Union is still tied 7-7 here in the second quarter. Southeastern now down 20-6 in the first quarter. Westfall up 21-0 on Adena. Tony is back here in the studio to give him a little fan update. Tony, what are you seeing down there from the fans as we approach this 4th and 10?
I'll tell you what I'm seeing is not a lack of enthusiasm from the defensive line of Huntington.
Uh-oh. We have a big throw here from Preston to Carson Free. Incomplete.
That looked
Great
very
coverage
clean
by
to me
number
as well.
12, Frankie Hirsch. And that's going to be a turnover and downs for the Bearcats. But, Tony, what were you saying again?
Exactly what we just saw, honestly speaking, was a stout defensive line from Huntington not giving up ground. As I'm sitting, I got a good bird's eye view from the sideline. Getting to see the trenches. You see 70 from Paint Valley coming up. He's an absolute dog, an absolute animal. But you really see Huntington dealing with him and kind of getting down the line. 66, I think his last name's Curtis. Man, for a short gentleman, he is absolutely standing his ground. And I saw a beautiful sack coming through at the very end of what could have been 2 sacks almost.
Yeah.
So, Caden, absolute stud. I'm very impressed with it. So all of that being said, for them to get this turnover on downs, it's probably the best thing they could see before halftime.
Now let's see if Huntington could do something with that turnover and downs. And it looks like so far nothing.
What worries me is some of the enthusiasm. Is a lot of these Huntington players are a little bit older nowadays, and they worry that if they graduate this year, yes, they may not be the best team in the world, but honestly speaking, they still have some dogs on that team. There's some, they really worry that if they lose this leadership, what's kind of left after? And to be honest with you, if there's something they're going to hang on to, it's got to be the trenches after tonight. You pretty much have to take the players that you have on that defensive and offensive line and keep them if you have any hope of a successful Huntington football team next year.
That was something I was talking about. Is this? I was telling Clay, you know, if I'm Coach Dye, I'm going to make this Huntington defense have to, you know, I'm going to make their offense have to beat my defense just because, you know, other than that turnover on downs we just saw, I'd say this offense has just been running all over Huntington's defense here. So. I think that stop was just monumental for Huntington there.
It tells you a lot about that team. And to be 100% honest with you, like Paint Valley might be driving down the field and doing all these types of things, but that being said, that tells you why they're not coming around the back end and being like, let me open it up and throw it downfield. You're seeing some of the best receivers on defense, too. You can't just do that. And if I'm them, I really want to solidify the good things that I have and the good things that I'm seeing from Huntington. And, again, I see the scoreboard, and I'm literally not an idiot. I know what's going on tonight. But what I do see is some ferocity on that defensive line.
I think Huntington has to get going here. Noah Potter looking for a pass downfield. I know it's incomplete, but I like the call. You got to get something.
I like the call. I like the pass. You have to put it in a place that's not going to get intercepted. And honestly, if it was any lower, it might have been. And then for that receiver to jump up, he's got a 38-inch vertical. It just wasn't 41 inches because that was really close. But you got to do what you got to do.
Alrighty, so after that 3rd and 8, it's going to be a 4th and 8 here for Paint Valley. For Huntington. So Huntington going to punt it away here. A lot easier decision for him than it was last time.
Yeah, and then Coach Dye going for it on 4th down didn't really matter because again, going to have to have this offense beat this defense, and it's just not happening. Well,
bad roll for the punter on that one. It looks like Paint Valley is going to take over inside the 35-yard line of Huntington.
Football is definitely a game of field position, and it has been all Paint Valley's field position
It has been.
for this first half here.
So again, if you're tuning in and wondering, oh my God, okay, that's not a wasp, bro. All right, it's just a moth. I don't know if you guys know this on the broadcast. Wasps are basically my biggest fear, and I'd rather be in an ocean surrounded by 30 million sharks than one wasp. Not lying.
But yeah, to go back to what you were saying, yeah, looking for that Vinton County maroon and gray. You're not going to find it here. We had to pivot to Paint Valley game.
Yeah. So Paint Valley hands the ball off up the middle. Looks like it's going to be a gain of 5 there. And the moth is gone. Just a little update there for you on the moth. So 2nd and 6 here for Paint Valley. Ball on the Huntington 29. 2:58 to go in the half. Paint Valley looking to get a nice touchdown here to end a good first half for him. Takes the snap. Preston rolls to his left. He's going deep for Carson Free. And Carson Free with an absolute moss catch. Touchdown, Bearcats.
Honestly, a lot of times what Carson just has to let it happen. He's just got to let the defense catch it, and he rips it away from him.
And that's the thing, too, as Preston just knowing to trust his receiver there. Well covered by Huntington, but even if you're covered for Carson Free, you're open.
No, absolutely. Definitely a
Oh, now a big flag here. Let's see if this is coming back here, Adam. I have no idea what this ref is saying right there. I just think he's trying to do a little toe tap. Did he say slap to the face?
it looks like when he was doing a defensive move, he might have hands to the face, slapped the offensive lineman in the face there.
All right, so the touchdown is going to stand for the Bearcats. Braylon Robertson is going to trot out onto the field and try to connect for this PAT.
Beautiful throw and catch there, though, on that last play.
PAT
Just
is
love to
good.
see it.
You're right, Adam. There's nothing but looks like offsides on Huntington. Doesn't really matter. It looks like Paint Valley is just going to take. All right, so penalty decline, field goal is good. But what you're saying there, Adam, there's nothing better, I think, in sports than a beautiful passing catch like that. So, Paint Valley.
There's definitely nothing more exciting, honestly.
Oh, yeah. 28-0 lead, 2:40 to go in the first half here at George Nisley Field as Copper Mountain has just been turned into a pitch of absolute darkness as we have gotten into the night here at Paint Valley.
That's one of my favorite things about this stadium is there's just it's almost like it looks like they did a re-kick there, and it is good again.
All right, so Braylon Robertson saying, if I make it once, I'll make it twice there for you.
But just looking out into this darkness, it looks like there's nothing existing other than this football game here.
And that's right. There is nothing else existing in the universe other than Paint Valley winning the Maple Leaf right now. So, again, as we have a short break in the action here, huge shout out to our sponsors, Giovanni's Pizza. Think outside the box. Want to give a huge shout out to him and Lawn Care for all the lawn care needs that you need. And we give a huge shout out to Adena Regional Medical Center. Like I've said before, they're for all your regional medical center needs.
Oh, it looks like we had an injured player there on the field who's up and walking off on his own accord there. I believe that is is that 88, I believe, down there?
I can't really see from all the way up here. It looks like Branizer. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you have been, again, anxiously awaiting when is that tattoo coming. I promise you, we've finally gotten, like we talked about last week, the designs in. Talked to a couple of tattoo shops, but we'll make our decision here shortly. Should have an announcement on that later in the week, so make sure you're staying tuned to us on Instagram at Ride the Wave Show, or on Twitter at Ride the Wave 2023, or on Facebook just at Ride the Wave Show. So Gabe Beardsley is going to be back deep to return this kick along with DJ Crocker. Due to the penalty, it looks like Paint Valley will kick off from the Huntington 45. So
One of my favorite things about Braylon here is he plays offense, he plays defense, he plays
Oh, is
special
that an
teams.
onside kick?
Offsides. This offsides has been a bane of Paint Valley's existence on kickoffs.
Dude, last week I think it was the bane of Huntington's existence too, because every kickoff they had was an offsides at least one time. So I don't remember that being called so much when I was in high school. I don't know if it's just something they told the referees they wanted to have them keep their eye on a little bit more, or what. But that would probably take away from Paint Valley trying any onside kick here.
Honestly, you ask me, I think that ref just learned how to call it, so he's calling it all the time.
It's like I learned this week in ref class. Alrighty.
Takes it back to the 50 for kickoff
Braylon
here.
Robertson here to kick it away again. Again, want to give a shout out to these amazing, great uniforms that Paint Valley have on display tonight. This is the second time they've worn it this year.
Beautiful kick there, all the way
Gabe
into the
Beardsley
end
was-
zone.
Catches at the 1, and he is going the wrong way. Carson Free not only making ginormous touchdown catches, but he's making big plays on special teams as well. That's when you know you have a workhorse there.
That's one kid I like to see on the defensive side of things, just because he's so fast. You know, he's got that speed working for him. He'll hit you hard, but it's not so much power as it's all speed. Just
Yeah, he's running
it's like a
through you.
locomotive. Yeah.
Unlike that Jets defender the other night that ran 100 miles an hour right past Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Carson's got a little bit of aim. He knows how to hit his targets.
It's all that hunting. So 28-0, 2:32 to go here in the first half. Paint Valley making Huntington start in terrible field position as they start on their own 8-yard line. 92-yard touchdown drive in the works here for Huntington. No part takes a snap, looks to pass it. Gabe Beardsley catches it, and he's going to be taken down. Honestly, I love that play call here from Huntington. You got to start throwing the ball. You got to start making something happen. Running the ball up the middle for 1 to 2 yards is just not your game plan anymore.
I mean, these short passes are definitely going to work, but with about 2 minutes and counting on this clock here, about 2 minutes, 15 seconds when I said that, you're going to want to get down the field a little bit faster than just these short, medium passes. I mean,
Yeah.
this is something that I wanted to see from him a little bit earlier in the game. Try to get that short to mid-range game going a little bit better for him, but
Alrighty, so Huntington, no Potter takes a snap, rolls left, looking
Looks like
down
he's
the
up.
field. And what a throwing catch there from Noah Potter to Gabe Beardsley. Gabe Beardsley showing off his hands.
we saw how close he was to being sacked on that play.
Yes.
He did not know how close
Yes.
he was to being sacked on that
It looked
play.
like number 51 for Paint Valley was coming up behind him. That is going to be Gavin Kingery, who is one hard-hitting machine. So, again, way to go, Noah Potter, to get that ball away there last second.
And honestly, when he threw it, I thought it was going to be picked off there. It looked like it was pretty good Paint Valley defense. But
just a great catch there by Gabe Beardsley, the transfer out of Chillicothe. Alrighty, so Noah Potter takes a snap, looks, completes the
gives
pass
to
to Morgan Brenizer. He's going to be brought down by a couple of Paint Valley tacklers. It looks like,
he hit the stiff arm on Carson Free there, but that's not what stopped him. Carson just bounced off of him from hitting him hard.
it's like hitting a brick wall.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said wall so weird.
I said that's somebody that they kind of have similar builds there. Is Brenizer and Free? They're kind of tall and slender there. And with guys like that on this Huntington team, I'm surprised they don't go to him more often in the passing game.
Alrighty, so 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right here for Huntington. Noah Potter takes a snap, and he looks dead at Morgan Brenizer.
I guess that's why.
And he just tried to run before he caught it there. That was an easy first down. He got to catch the ball, big fella, before he can get going.
Knew exactly where the sticks were. Got right on the other side for a first down, and just
decided, hey, I don't want to catch this one.
yeah, just dropped it almost on cue as to let me know, hey, this is why I don't throw this to me all the time.
Alrighty, so Huntington, after the dropped first down, comes back out. 2 wide receivers to the left and the right. DJ Carker in the backfield with Noah Potter. Noah takes a snap, looks to his left, and he's going to be rushed out by Gavin Kingery. He's going to get the ball away, and I think the cheerleaders had a good chance of catching that, but no Huntington receivers.
Yeah, he had that ball tucked like he was about to turn it upfield and then saw a wave of Bearcats to the side. That ball's coming out of his hand, going onto the sidelines.
He said that's one wave I don't want to ride.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, with only 33 seconds here, do you go for it?
Absolutely. Because what do you have to lose?
Yeah.
And I'm a Bearcat fan.
Nah, I mean, yeah, it's already 28-0. I say,
I think what you do here, though, is whatever pass you throw, minimum 20 yards.
yes, I'm
'Cause if it's a
sending everybody deep except DJ. He's going to go to a little about 5 to 7 and out.
I don't know. I think you might want to keep him in the backfield just to help block.
Yeah, first. Looks like they're trying to get a hard count here.
Yeah,
And
it
get
looks
somebody
like
off.
trying to get a free first down. But it looks like, yep, play clock is just going to hit 00 there, even though it's not turned on. And it looks like it'll be a punt here by Huntington. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Paint Valley fan or just a fan of greatness, make sure you stick around for our halftime show. Not only are we going to get two great bands, but we also get to see Cole Miller be
Cole Miller.
yeah, honestly, just be recognized for his greatness of, again, winning 3 state medals, first place in track this past fall. Or, sorry, this past spring. All right, punt away. Good punt here for Huntington.
Low pump, but
It's going to
nice
take a
bounce
great
on it.
roll. Down them inside their own 25, so 23 seconds left. You're up 28-0 for Paint Valley. I personally am aggressive, and I play a lot of Madden, so I'm going for a touchdown here with only one timeout, with the clock stopping on any first down
You know
here.
it's better than being up 28-0? Being up 35-0.
That's true. That's true. The fans probably perceive that too because we're running clock.
Yes, that running clock is definitely a big deal. Hopefully help us get us out of here a little bit quicker.
Get us to the Giovanni's Pizza again for some free pizza. Alrighty, so it looks like Paint Valley is going to take our advice because we're amazing couch coaches, and it looks like they're going to try and go get a touchdown here.
Looking for a handoff to Braylon right here.
Fakes the
Oh, no.
handoff. Preston's going to roll to his left. And
Smart
looks
to
like he's
get
going
out
to
of
run
bounds there.
out of bounds for a first down. So 16 seconds left here for Paint Valley. Good first down play there for Paint Valley, but if you're wanting to score a touchdown with... Oh,
Third illegal participation call on the Huntsman tonight.
so that is going to help Paint Valley even more after that big run.
They just unfortunately cannot get it. They just cannot get, the right sets out, the right...
12 men on the field, still running for a first down. How?
12
Jeez
or 10,
Louise.
or, they
Is
could have
that
had
a
10. Yeah.
35-yard penalty? Good God.
I believe it's 15-yarder at the end of the play.
Yeah,
though.
so that's going to be a 25-yard gain there for Paint Valley. Preston rolls to the left. Look deep. Looks like he just threw that one away there. Looks like his coaches are telling him, hey, looking for your first read. If your first read isn't open, just throw it out of bounds. And we have another flag.
This one looks like
It's going to be an illegal man downfield for Paint Valley. If it's like college, that will come with a 10-second runoff, but I don't believe.
That's only a 5-yarder, too.
Honestly, this is where I just let Carson Free go up and make a catch for me. I remember my breast cancer game when I was in high school, Adam. Lost 56-12.
Oof.
Shout out Westfall for being Westfall during that era. All right, so Pay Valley.
Oh, he breaks one.
Breaks a sack. Still looking long. Got to get rid of it. He wants to do something. He's going to tuck it and run. He's going to need some blocks. This will be the last play of the half. Makes one man miss. Makes two.
Finally brought down
And
after
that's going to end the half, barring what this penalty is. I think the refs have thrown for more yards than either team.
Definitely.
All right, well, this is what heaven looks like.
Got some lights on in the box now.
All right.
Love the Jays. Or I guess those are just Nikes.
You're right. All right, and that is going to end the half for us. Pay Valley up 28-0, but again, stick around and see the great Cole Miller get what he deserves at halftime. We are back here for the second half. Huntington takes the kickoff to the 25.
And a flag on the play.
After that,
Apparently he didn't throw that one enough. He picked it up and threw it again.
I am out of breath from climbing Mount Vesuvius up
We
here.
got here just in time. Punctual, I guess.
You know what they say, the ride the wave show. If you ain't cutting it close, you ain't trying. All right, so Huntington starting the second half after the flag on Paint Valley, or their own 11. Noah Potter sends his man in motion, takes a snap, hands the ball off. Actually, that's not Noah Potter. That's going to be number 12. Our apologies for Huntington. Frankie Hirsch coming in, his first snap at quarterback. And you know, Frankie in, maybe Huntington's looking at, like, hey, this is going to be a quarterback of the future. Get him in some quality varsity minutes here. I am breathing like I just ran a seven marathons at once.
It's the stairs.
It's the pizza that I won't stop eating every day. All righty, so after the first play, getting 2, 2nd and 8 for the Huntsmen.
Looks like we have a timeout. Early timeout here for Huntington.
Now, I wonder what Huntington is trying to do here. Because Noah Potter and DJ Carker both aren't out there. So I don't know if they're trying to send a message to the varsity team like, hey, if you don't want to play, I'll get guys out there that want to. Maybe they're trying to, throw Payne Valley off the game plan. I'm not sure. Bold move, Cotton. See how it plays out for him.
Bold move indeed. It could just be as simple as, maybe one of them got some injuries. Maybe they got some stomach bugs. Maybe
Yeah.
they're just not feeling well. But I don't know. I definitely think it's if they're able to play, I think it's definitely a bold move to not have them out there playing.
Yes. Again, shout out Cole Miller. Glad that he could be recognized for all of his accomplishments that he's provided here for the Bearcats. I know, being a former Bearcat myself, very proud to have him as part of my school.
Yeah, just a phenomenal athlete. I mean, it's a shame that he hurt himself playing football. He didn't get a whole lot of opportunity to really see what he
They
could
would
do
have
on
been
the football side of
dominant
the field.
last year if they had him on the football field. Big reason that they go to districts in basketball as well.
Now, was he? Would he have been like a slot back, or would he have been
No,
like?
they actually had him in where Carson Free was at last year. Should have been Cole Miller. And the legend Tony Tone making his gracious appearance up here. Tony, you have any words for the fans?
First words are, I did not know when halftime ended.
Neither did we.
My apologies.
I mean, we barely beat the buzzer up here ourselves.
On my way up here, I did get to experience a couple good things. One of them being
Looks like we got a little pitch
I
here
met
in the
someone.
backfield.
he may have been only 9 to 11 years old, but his father was not only a race car driver, he was a police officer and a sailor. I don't know if his father is lying to him or if it's necessarily the truth, but there may be one of the greatest dads I ever met, and I feel worse about myself. But I am now back into the football game. I apologize. That happened on the way up, and I am here now.
Nice low punt here.
It looks like Peyton Manning is throwing it.
The problem is
We got a
he's
flag
not
down on the
lofting the
field.
ball enough. When you kick this, you have to leave it high enough above your foot for your foot to catch it, and that's where your height comes from. I don't know who's telling him how to kick, but but they might not be telling them how to kick. Yeah. I really enjoyed the pink tonight. Shout out for everybody that's supporting curing breast cancer. There's a lot of money that goes out to it each year. I get really tired of the people that are saying, I don't want to donate anymore. I've already done it 10 times. It's cancer. It's not the same every time. So donate every time. Okay? I get really tired of finding excuses to not help with charity. Stop finding them. There's no reason. The one thing I will say is if you can Google and figure out exactly which charity means something to you and that money goes to the places you want it to go to, check into it, find it, donate. Just don't get away from it. If you feel like something's sketchy, find something else.
If you're not donating to charities, you're a bad person.
Yeah.
To be 100%. And find the right ones, because we do know there's some dirty ones out there as well. But all that being said, find the good ones and keep giving to them. Especially when you got things like Susan G. Komen out there. You've got great breast cancer foundations that you can donate to whenever you want to.
Got another flag here coming
Come on,
out.
let 'em
at
play
the
ball, guys.
35-yard line. Could be a false start on Huntington here.
I think we showed up for referee trials.
Now, of course, we always try to find something nice to stick on the other side of a losing bargain here. We don't give out participation trophies, but we know people are trying hard out there. Again, the line from Huntington, I'm very happy with. I'm not, if you're looking for things like DJ Croker and Noah Potter, these guys are going to graduate. Who are you looking towards next year? It's going to be really hard for Huntington to be able to turn this over and get a whole nother roster started after this. That's a good throw.
Nice
And a good
catch. I
catch.
believe that was
Might not be the
Brennizer.
yards they
No, it
wanted,
was
but I'm
not.
very happy with both
It's going
of
to be
those.
number 8, Matt Jordan, there on the reception.
A lot of reserves out here making big plays for him.
To be honest with you, when you hear seniors are going to graduate, you've already seen your record. That's the way you want it to be. Get as many reserves out here as possible. I really just hope some of those juniors and those guys like that don't give up on the football team, because it's going to be important to have some of those guys back. Now, as I've pretty much homered out on the losing team here, I will also say that I have been around the the Paint Valley, the stands, and, honestly speaking, got to walk around the cheerleaders. They are twice as loud as the Huntington ones. I know it's an away game. I know they've got a couple more numbers, but good God, they're breaking decibels down there.
Now, one thing to kind of look here, I don't see Noah Potter or one thing to kind of look here. I don't see Noah Potter or DJ on the sideline. I don't know if they're being covered up by a couple of players or coaches, but I don't even see them on the sideline. So something to kind of touch base with, keep our eye out here for this game.
I mean, especially for a Maple game. Being a senior and things like that, you want to finish this game out
I believe
strong.
Kroger's out there, he's split out. He's going to be the closest one lined up, almost in that tight end spot.
Almost in a tight end spot.
But they're still running with a different quarterback here. He just wings this one out of bounds.
Are they going to get him for intentional grounding there? No. Out of all the flags they throw tonight, they don't throw that.
Hey, they're learning that one next week.
Alrighty, so 4th down here for the Huntsmen. I mean, do you punt it away, or do you just see what your offense can do?
They got
not
45
like the way
back
the
there.
punts looked before. I did not like the way they looked. They looked like knuckleballs to me. It didn't look like they were actually establishing good field position. So send it during the Maple game.
Looks like they're about to punt this one away. They got 45 back.
100%.
Maybe a fake.
No, put it up high. The problem is he's got a very long leg on him. This guy's definitely over 5'10".
Yeah, it's just barely getting over the line there.
So
It's gonna give him a nice roll. That's one thing that Spun's been doing.
I don't know if he'll watch this game again, but if he hears me talking right now, when you punt, you want to loft the ball. You want the ball to stop in midair, and that is where you kick. You don't kick it as it's coming down. You don't kick it as these things. You almost want a placement point. So all those punters out there that are listening right now, loft the ball, meet your foot to the ball at its peak, my friend, and you will watch it sail.
Alrighty, so we have Paint Valley coming out here. You know, one thing that you can sail into is a good wave, and you just ride that thing.
You cannot stop the waves, but you can always learn to
ride them. Alrighty, so 28-0, 7:51 to go in the third quarter. Paint Valley looking to get that running clock started here on this drive.
Speaking of not being able to stop waves, this Paint Valley offense has been a tidal wave, to say the least.
You know, you look at the 28-0. When it was 13, people were like, that's when I talked about people talking about leaving this game. I was like, 13 points. I was like, this team put up 70 last week. For them to hold them to 13 in the first quarter is actually something to be talked about. Yeah. You know what I mean? It ballooned up to 28, and that's not necessarily the points or lead you want to hear. But I like this Huntington. And to be honest with you, I like the Huntington community. I really, really do.
Absolutely. Big shout out to the township.
There's going to be plenty of time for us to talk about Paint Valley. They are clearly
Hashtag in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was about to say they are.
There we go.
As per usual, it takes more than one.
Yeah.
The 45.
And that right there, folks, is why he is the leading rusher in the league.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but Reed was just out here laying the block down. Got a little chippy at the end of the play
Every
there.
time that we're here at Paint Valley, I just fall more and more in love with Reed Lehman. I mean, one hard-working kid, really just doesn't give up on any plays. Like you said there, might go unnoticed to some, but that huge block that he has, you don't have that kind
It's not
of
going to go unnoticed to us. I'll tell you that much. We love seeing that.
We have ex-linemen up here, okay? We don't have ex-men, but we have ex-linemen.
I am also not great at taking pictures, and I thought I took a picture of the Tuba players banner for Paint Valley. If we're going to talk about great things at Paint Valley, we have to talk
Best
about
tuba player in the country.
Here we see.
Oh, it looks like he's going to be tackled in the backfield
Smart play,
there.
Ness. Sometimes you can't force it. He wanted to break out. I like where he saw more people coming in. You gotta take that
Look like DJ's about to get a little bit of a horse collar. Let's go of the helmet / top of the shoulder pads there, and just ends up wrapping up. That was a good play by him.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes, and sometimes you got to take a sack. Especially, you don't want to make mistakes because there are a couple playmakers on the other side of the ball. Again, I don't necessarily see a comeback coming, but I will say they can make this scoreboard look a little bit closer.
Nice screen here to Braylon, who's just going to take two people before he's down. And again, we kind of talked about it earlier. He's just kind of having a quiet night, but he's the only guy I know that can have a quiet night with 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Morgan Brenizer, when we saw him against Unyoda, he was my favorite player. Yeah. He was all over the field. I talked about him 25 times for no damn reason, offense and defense. I still see it tonight. I absolutely love it. Him and Caden Curtis are absolute monsters.
He was one of my favorites when I was watching the Southeastern Huntington game. I say he took a punt back to the house. Yeah, absolutely.
He's very similar to an Aiden Dunn we see at Zane Trace.
Oh, nice catch here by, I believe it's Carson Free at about the 50, takes up to about the 45.
Let's go, fantasy.
I'm not going to lie to you. When you really look at that, that's drawn up to be an easy 6. When he came around with that, he didn't look anywhere else. He didn't need to because the wide receivers were in where they were supposed to. I saw a ton of movement for no reason. But that's how you get the 6, and now you can run the ball with that, with the running.
It's kind of like I saw a bunch of stuff about Kadarius Toney this week, and it was like, a good running back has all that, doesn't have any of that unnecessary movement. If you look at Kadarius Toney, that's exactly what he does not do. He's just all over the place when he's running.
I will say this about Kadarius. He was great at Florida, just has not quite translated into the NFL talent that I thought he was going to be.
It's tough in college. You can do a lot of extra things. You think like Reggie Bush, you know what I mean? Like you see him. Some of the stuff that he was doing in college is the greatest, coolest backyard football I've ever seen. 100%. It just doesn't translate. He did a great job in the NFL, and if it wasn't for a weird injury on the concrete for San Fran, he might have had a better career.
Nice stiff arm there.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like to beat a dead horse, but I'm going to say that he beat it pretty hard right there. That was a freaking...
Score update around the league. Unyoda up 14-7 on Zane Trace, third quarter.
14-7. What a game. What a game.
That one has been a really close one. You say 14-7? 14-7. Really close one. Braylon here just going to make a couple guys miss before finally 2-3 people wrap him up, actually.
We talk about pad level quite a bit. What's great about him, when you look at running backs, you can look at a guy like Buddy Wilson. Braden Robinson doesn't run the same way. We talk about pad level for Buddy Wilson. He's a low pad level. What I say about him, he keeps the base of support over the center of gravity. That's what it is, baby. He keeps those shoulders over his feet.
Well, I mean, Braylon, I say, it doesn't look like it, but he's on the, he's not a short guy, but he's not, a tall guy, so his center of gravity is already kind of low. And I mean, we got another flag here on the play.
Looks like in the area of holding. That would be awesome. We need to invest in that.
It's not something I can do.
Give me a second.
Is that what you meant by that?
Alrighty, so after the penalty, it's going to be second and long here for the Bearcats.
Looking about 2nd and 13 here.
The one thing I'm having a problem with the Paint Valley fans right now is I'm hearing the cheerleaders give out very specific instructions.
Very basic, very specific.
I'm not hearing the fans reply.
I got it, Tony.
When they
Stop.
Nice little
I got
run by
it.
Preston here.
Nation. We're not hearing Nation, especially.
we're
when
just
this
hearing the
ball-
Bearcat.
I don't know. I see a pretty damn good record on
Yeah.
the Paint Valley side of things. I see a pretty damn good
Have
record.
you heard
on
of
the
a
scoreboard.
gold ball? That's what we're running for.
I don't want to be saying any other nation other than when I'm
Other than the Bearcat Nation.
winning 28-0.
Speaking of Nation,
Quick pass here to Bryson Dunham.
speaking of Nation, had nothing to do with Nation.
Is that?
In all actuality, do you think that you might start resting some of your players? You're getting into the later part of the seasons, and here's what I'll say. You already have enough stats for these boys to walk away happy.
Right, but what you cannot replicate after tonight. As
Oh, Braylon takes a
Robinson takes
big
the ball,
play here.
runs it
Right through
right
3 people.
into it, the end zone, touchdown, Bearcats. That's going to get them over a 30-point lead. What I was going to say, Tony, right before that was you cannot give these boys another Maple Leaf game. If this was Piketon, if this was Southeastern, if this was anybody else, I would say the exact opposite. I would say, yeah, give them a break, especially now. But when it's against Huntington, it's again the Maple Leaf. This is your biggest rival. If Coach Cooper or Coach Holland or Coach Boggs would have tried to pull me out of the Maple Leaf game when we won 45-0, shout out, then I would have been pissed because I never would have got to play another one again being a senior. So any other game, I'd be with you, Tony. Take the starters out, give them a rest. But this is the Maple Leaf. Win by 100 if you can.
I like where your head's at, but here's what I'll say. When was the last time Huntington got one of these so-called Maple Leafs?
Been a long time, that's why.
1945, maybe? I don't know. I was on the Huntington sideline speaking to some of those people, some of the fans, the coaches, and different things like that. They spoke on, I believe they said it was like well over 6 or 7 years since they've gotten a Maple Leaf. So the one thing I will say is you have a team that's set up for success way beyond this. The 34-0, I know it's good enough.
As we zoom in on that beautiful Maple Leaf trophy that basically pays rent at Paint Valley, that's how long it's been there.
It pretty much should pay rent at
Yeah.
this point. Like, they should ask Huntington at least for half rent, because I think that's fair. You know, if it's going to be a trophy for both teams and it sits in your neck of the woods for a good 15 years, then maybe you should ask for some child support or trophy support, as some might call it.
Yes, get that in there.
Absolutely. It's not fair. I mean, this is their trophy case. They're giving up prime real estate.
Yes.
You should pay for
We have
that.
a lot of gold balls, a lot of conference titles in there. You know, a lot of playoff wins. We've got to keep space. But, you know, I'll always make space for that beautiful, beautiful Maple Leaf trophy.
There used to be maple syrup in the trophy, but it got moldy because it never switched hands and was never
Yeah.
washed. It sat there for so long.
It
that
used to be
was-
for all the pancakes delivered by Paint Valley.
Yeah, there was tons of them. Honestly, the offensive line was delivering quite a few of them tonight. No syrup to go along with it. They got a little bit upset. 34-0. Next thing you know, we see exactly what we got going on right now.
Exactly. So, Braylon Robertson being, you know, jack of all trades here, about to kick off for Paint Valley. And I don't know if you guys have heard us. This is for the Maple Leaf trophy.
Now, this is the same Braylon Robertson that broke the NIL records for being the first high school student to somehow be schwoozed into coming to Paint Valley, Ohio to be the running back. Am I correct? Because honestly speaking, that dude literally had a bunch of guys in front of him. He won it time and time. He
Sorry,
died.
Tony. Some of our fans don't like him here.
To be 100% honest
Dumb.
with you, he didn't have any choice. Okay, so he's here now. Love him.
I love this kid to death, man. He is not obviously he's from Waverly. He's not born and raised in Paint Valley, but honestly, the way he runs, the way he plays, the way he carries himself is the Bearcat community. Hard runner, hard hitter, hard worker.
I spoke to him one time, okay, and the only thing he said was Paint Valley, Paint Valley, Paint Valley.
Yeah.
So if I heard I just came from Waverly or da-da-da-da, I might think a little bit less of him, okay?
Yeah.
I'm a hard one to win over.
By the way, he went to the Final Four in basketball for Waverly, so for him to still have this kind of pride for Paint Valley says a lot about this community, about this team, and about this school.
Nice play
Big
there on the
run there for
outside.
Jordan,
I was no, it was a pitch and catch, but I believe it was from number 8, going to be Matt Jordan. Yes.
Yeah. Matt Jordan's a name might not have heard a lot of this year, but in the next few years, could be a name that you hear coming out of this Huntsman team.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be back next year as a junior this year. But yeah, no, I look for him to be definitely. He's gotten a few touches here. I say no.
My thing is here.
66 Caden Curtis is the smallest left tackle I've ever seen in my entire life, and he's the only one holding ground. Go on, sorry.
Look at that. Oh.
Good play by the
Late flag there coming out.
So flag out here. Looks like it could have been in the area of holding.
May have been a hold. May have been a hold there. It's tough.
He thinks this is an NFL game.
He said roughing the passer on that one. So it's going to be a first down there for the Huntsmen as they get this drive going. Again, down 34-0.
That looked like a momentum call there. It's just one of those things you get through, you're stumbling and you're bumbling.
It
Get right to the quarterback's legs.
it didn't look too late to me. It's not one that I would have thrown one on, but that's just me personally.
Definitely not a hold on that play, though.
Definitely not a hold.
Honestly,
Yes.
Textbook.
I want to be honest with you, fans. I'm not a liar. That was the worst hold I've ever seen in my life. If you look back and you click back about 35 seconds, that was the worst hold I've ever seen in my life. And that was a no call. But that was a rough in the passer, folks, and we're good on to the next play. Here we got.
Second and long for Huntington after the negative run. So, if the score plays out like this, heading into the fourth quarter, 34-point lead, unless I see the biggest comeback I've ever watched in my entire life, looks like Paint Valley might wrap this one up with a W. They have the gold ball still in grass, but man, do they start the gauntlet after this week. They play against Untitled, and if that isn't bad, after that they play against Zane Trace. So they are literally getting into the heat of their schedule. If Untitled wins against Zane Trace next week, it's honestly for the gold ball. If Zane Trace wins, then we have a Week 10 winner take all for the gold ball and for the conference title.
If Paint Valley can get past Untitled in Week 9.
Yes.
Can't count that one as a win already.
Oh, no, I was saying,
Yeah.
yeah.
All things considered, if it happens, good.
Yeah. Little update, it's according to WKKJ, it's still 14-7 in the third quarter of that Untitled Zane Trace game. Give that a listen on 94.3 WKKJ.
We love them out here.
We do. They're a lot better than some other radio stations or Facebook.
What would Ken...
Best streaming service out there for high school sports. Best commentating, period. No, hands down.
Yep.
This one's kind of been a little bit amazing, but
The word is elite. The word you're looking for is elite. We have an elite coverage tonight. Honestly speaking, how much better can you get? You know what I mean? It's a tough game. It's a tough thing for Huntington.
Unless
they
John
haven't-
Madden walks in this booth, I don't think we can get much better. And I heard he's not walking much today.
yeah.
Look,
How many more records can we break? More records.
But Kobe Bryant, I'm already the best.
outside the pocket.
Nice throw. There's nobody there to catch it.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have the ninth grader Frankie Hirsch here taking snaps for the rest of this game here. I don't know if
yeah.
maybe hurt
Kind
or
of speaking to what you're saying there, Adam, and kind of what Tony said earlier, do you take your starters out? It looks like Huntington opts to take the starters out. again, we've seen DJ Crocker come in as a split back. I haven't seen Noah Potter anywhere this second half. I don't know if he got called back to the Wizarding World. Voldemort might have been, coming back.
There was a Quidditch tournament this weekend. I'm not sure if that's where he's at, but I'm just saying.
He probably had to leave early for that because that's a long travel unless you have a flying car with the Weasleys. So, and as you see here, the student section and the cheerleaders just having a bunch of fun. That's what high school football is all about, man. Yes, these kids work hard to play every single Friday, but get the cheerleaders and the fans.
Oh, shut up. This is a fire dance circle. That's what this is. He's over here trying to act like the fans are having fun. No, this is a fire dance circle.
Just do it. Do it.
We had 2 people sent out to the center. They gave them a little 1, 2, something, something. And it was nothing but fire. That's all I saw. And I'm telling you, they really did have a good time tonight, both sides of them. And the one thing is even as I look across to the Huntington stands right now, that's a good amount of fans.
It's still packed
for a losing effort. That's not just the parents. That's what I'm saying.
One thing that I liked when we talked to Coach Clay after he got his first win of his Huntington career last week was that, he said a lot of teams that have a record like this, you see a lot of kids quit. You see a lot of kids stop showing up. But what's shown is these kids actually just work harder week in and week out. So I thought that was something that he said that really attested this Huntington team. They're down 34-0 right now, and this team has to straight up not quit at all.
It looked like Frankie just missed Jordan there on that pass. Yeah, this is definitely some much needed time for the freshman here. I'd like to see what he's going to be doing in a couple of years here.
The thing is, he's going against a varsity defense as a freshman. Like Pay Valley's still having most of their varsity out there. Carson Free, Colton Yoakum, shout out, my favorite Bearcat of all time, Colton Yoakum. He's a great, humble kid, does all the dirty work. I love Colton Yoakum, honestly, like a son, and I don't even have one. But that being said, there's a lot of varsity players out here on this defense. I know Huntington, it's looking tough for you in here, but you have to remember this is a young quarterback getting these reps against these guys. And with the touchback, Huntington will give Pay Valley the ball on their own 20.
That was very upsetting to me. That was the first time that I saw a whiff of a good punt, good distance, good height, and he kicks it right out of the back of the end. So what I will say is that's exactly what he's looking for. Ball's right in that air, got a good foot underneath it.
I was
like to see it.
I was thinking the same thing.
I will not quit on the tuba player for Pay Valley.
Dog.
I went down there and I saw athlete banners.
Dog.
Everywhere.
Dog.
And I still saw the tuba.
Dog.
Player.
Dog.
Right between.
Dog.
Exactly.
Dog.
The NFL players.
Dog.
Garen Bears.
Dog.
And do y'all know this intro score?
Dog. It's 14-7. Unita. I'm trying to get more updates.
Some fan decided to break into the press box here. Wild fan just comes at us with a question.
I think that the Zebras tonight feel as though it's more of a Savari zone, more of a Pokemon blue and red version type.
Update 14-14, Unita St. Trace, fourth quarter.
I'd love to hear every that. Pioland loves us. ULAN loves us. We love both of you guys. Duke it out. I hope it's a tie.
I don't. Actually, I do.
I don't even know what that means.
If it's a tie,
Can you tie?
I think Pay Valley, yeah. Wait. So how's the gold ball work in that?
Golden ball.
Yeah, golden ball's over there.
Well, Clay, you're the only one from this conference.
I've never. So a tie, like when your record is tied, you both win the conference. But if you both tied each other and then went on, I don't know how that would work. I don't think the SVCs have really had that ever happen.
I would assume you would just get a share of the SVC the same way you would if you had the same records. Especially,
Undefeated.
well, I mean, they're technically they have not been defeated.
What was that?
They would still technically be undefeated.
Yeah.
Because they would not have succumbed to defeat. They would just, have
They
had a
wouldn't be
tie there.
untied though.
Yes, but it is
Like the Shoe Untied blog that everybody should go
Yeah.
check out from Dave Shoemaker on his Facebook, shoeuntied.com. Give it a good read.
got a
Hashtag
nice
not sponsored.
run here all the way out to about the 31 here.
Sorry, Tony. All right, 9 minutes to go. 34-0 for the Bearcats as they get their first down, and it looks like now. Talking about putting in the backups, I like with Preston being a sophomore, his first year at Paint Valley, leave him in there, let him learn with these younger receivers because these are people that he's going to have to.
Oh,
be on the
nice
same
pass
page
to
with
Carson
later
Free there.
in the game, or his career. But like you said, Adam, what a great catch by my fantasy wide receiver, Carson Free.
Great catch, but great pass to get it in there. I said he had a defender trailing him there. I say beautiful throw. Nice way to pick up about 5 yards after the catch there because it looks like he caught it about the 50, took it to the 45. Fakes the handoff, throws it out to, I believe it was done. I'm going to say it's incomplete out there. It looked like he might have got it.
I don't know if I agree with the incomplete call there.
If one person comments on this video, I would love to go down to that band section. I'm telling you what, let me know I need to be down there. Honestly, we can do a little bit of filming of it.
You need to be down there.
I'm just really upset with the fact that, like, the tuba player, the band, we got the snares in there for a second. Derek does a good job.
Nice
This
little
band has been
jet
on
sweep there.
What a run there by Abbott Johnson, and what a name, Abbott.
You know, when you got the
I bet he's good.
when you got Downton Abbey, Abington Friends, and all these different types of names after you, when you got a name like Abbott, like Tank Abbott, I'm pretty sure he's one of the first UFC people. God forbid this man is anything like him. I don't want to see him.
Another end around
And Abbott
here.
again, right up the middle, breaks in a few tackles. He's going to be brought down by a host of Huntsmen, but not after he gets a huge gain here for the Bearcats.
Looked like a Huntsman was trying to poke that ball loose, but shout out to Abbott for holding on to it,
Yeah,
keeping
ball
keeping
security.
possession of it.
Marshawn Lynch talked about that earlier as we listened to him on the Coldest Balls show for Kevin Hart. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah. Fakes the handoff,
Pass
Carson Free.
Carson Free loads shoulder. I think he just got punched in the face and brought down around the 5-yard line.
6-yard line.
It definitely looked like he took a right hook there for a second.
At this point, do you double team? Do you really worry about it? Do you really do anything like it? It's just really not worth the
Kind
time.
of like we talked about with Calvin Johnson out there, you know, double team probably ain't gonna do nothing. He's still gonna catch it.
This is the third end around they've done. I said that one was the most creative one. I'll say that, but
I'm still not just understanding the beatings that I would put on any of these players. I understand that it's 34-0. I understand that it's a Maple Leaf, but this season is big. You've got a lot of good players and a really, really good team. I'm not for resting players, but what I will say, it's not rest. It's healing players. They've already put in 3 quarters. They've done well enough, and they've done enough.
Bearcats by 100.
I will tell you one thing: the cheerleaders are definitely not from
and
my
Preston's
rule of
gonna
thumb.
Touch
push it in for
down, Bearcats.
nice
Preston with
little
another rushing touchdown on the ear.
look like a read option there,
Yeah.
or
Everybody
like a
talks
veer
about
option.
fantasy players and different things like that. That's mine. I believe one day or another I did get some heat for picking that pick, but you know when you kind of
Might not
come
even
out,
have been the starter.
you know he might not have been the starter, but maybe he's leading the league and maybe
Hey, he's been
getting close to the top.
He might not have
but-
been the starter, but he's been starting for Paint Valley since week 1 when we were here. So
He's been starting for Paint Valley since the end of the year last year, and he wasn't even here yet.
So, yeah, that's everything that happened is a bit fair. I think there's some. I will.
looks like he was
say-
trying to get him to call that flag,
He
and
was
they
able
threw
to
it.
pull a left, right, and third step almost in air. It almost looked like a Mario move that he pulled off.
Hey, Mario.
Is it me? I jump it 3 times. I need a roughing the kicker.
Shout out to me. I am being Luigi for Halloween.
Denim, denim, denim.
All right, so that is going to put our lead at 40-0 for the Bearcats. Psych, 41-0. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, da, 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 dee.
One thing that I love that Paint Valley does is the helmet stickers.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite things.
Now, as we talk about sitting players and not sitting players, you got 41 points. Clay spoke before. Again, I've been on a football team too. But as a coach, I'm not saying as a player do you want to be out there. Of course, you want to build stats. You want to do all those things. But as a coach, do you really want some of these great players out there right now when you know you've got a decent slate of games ahead of you and a really hard schedule in front?
Yeah, with Unioto coming up next week, possible gold ball on the line. I do think I'm going to have to go with what you're saying and maybe take a step back. Maybe let some of my better players get some rest here, kind of in preparation for next week.
I think a lot of things people forget about is when you get to the end of these games and you have a blowout, it's not necessarily that you want to add more points. You have to worry about the team that's getting blown out. I've been on the other end of these. I'm not happy. I don't care if it's happened to me 20 times in a season. The 21st time, I'm still angry when I'm getting beat 41-0. So these injuries don't necessarily happen from a normal tackle. Sometimes they happen from frustration. So it's not like you're keeping them just because the normal play of the football game. I really mean you got to watch out for some of these injuries that might occur just because people are fired up.
No, absolutely, and that's what I kind of say with with such a big game coming up next week. It's maybe get a couple of those guys a little bit of R&R.
100%. There's no. They've got to have some nicks to them by now, anyways. You know what I mean? It's been pretty far into the season. There's no way all these guys are fully healthy. I love every single thing about that play call. You get Morgan Brenizer, a dude that has literally been just constantly been grabbing the ball, making plays. I believe that was him.
I believe it was
88?
88 Brenizer.
It was him. But that being said, turn and throw. We have not seen enough of that from any team this season. We speak on making this play happen, but it seems like they only do that when you have some of these backup quarterbacks. We saw it with Zane Trace with Gunnar McStunner. We see it here now with this backup quarterback here. Dude, these are some of the better plays that you can do. When you want the ball into the playmaker's hands, you don't need the quick slant.
We got a slight flash of it at Vinton County watching their backup quarterback win them the pizza.
I honestly don't know who Vinton County is. But that being said, Paint Valley, they put up a lot of points this week, and we've had a blast and everything. It's been really, really fun out here. We don't hold grudges. We just don't hold rights as well. So we can't speak or talk or review that game. But we'll be out there one day, and I promise you, we love Vinton County. We really, really do. But we love to be.
Because we don't want to be.
We would love to be out there tonight. All those things being said, I would like to see Huntington come down here and put some points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they definitely need it.
Man, scrappy play. The one thing I will say is the reason you might see injuries is, did you see anyone getting low?
No.
That was the slappiest tackle fest I've ever seen. That was hands slapping everywhere, people standing straight up and tall. That was a pretty interesting play there.
Yeah, and I say that's something that you run into, being late in the game, maybe somebody's a little tired.
Morgan Brenizer is really the type of player I think we need to watch out for. He's one of
Yoda
those
just
guys
won.
that
I'm being told by my.
We've got a breakthrough update here.
So we just got some news that you and Yoda won. We are fact checking that right now. We'll be back with you with that update.
By fact checking, that means we are hitting up all of our sources. Now, these sources are not
Source says.
There's multiple, more than 10 or 15 maybe.
So
At least 2.
the update we have right now is Yoda is up 21-14 in the fourth quarter. We don't know how much time is left. If that is 0, then the final score is 21-14. Yoda gets that revenge over Zane Trace.
They've waited a long time for it. You know what? I think next year the revenge might need to come against Waiver, but it doesn't matter. That's for a future year. This year, they've got a lot of great things ahead of them. They got a gold ball to look forward to. Again, I really feel like this Huntington, this team, and the fan base, it's just really nice, man. I hope they don't lose anything next year, especially when they lose some of these older players.
Yeah, I say I'm surprised they. I'm pretty sure they're coming off a playoff appearance last year, so I'm honestly surprised that they're having such a down year. I expect them to get maybe two more wins by now, but I say.
DJ, when you have a quarterback, I think they had to transition Noah Porter from running back.
To quarterback, yes.
And I think that when you had to transition him, it just really didn't make the style of play for Kroger. Kroger, actually, I believe he either led the league or at least broke like a Huntington record for rushing. All I know is he did some really big things out at Huntington last year, and we're not seeing exactly that this year. And I think that might come from, not seeing the quarterback play that they had last year in Huntington.
Yeah, and it's not any fault to Noah. Just being a running back, switching to quarterback your senior year. I say it's just a recipe for not a whole lot of success.
It's hard, especially when you're not going to run something that something like an RPO. You think you might want to cater towards something like that, but that's an extremely difficult and extremely volatile style of offense. So you can't just take a running back and it's still that his senior year and act like you can run the RPO. So what they've done is exactly what they need to do. And to be honest with you, I feel like they had a fun season. I hope they can carry it in. Again, another shout out to number 66, Mr. Caden Curtis down there. I'm telling you what, he might be 4'4", but what I will tell you is he's got 44 sacks this game, or at least QB pressures, man. Smallest
He's
man
6
on the
foot in
field.
heart. I'll tell you
Okay,
that
so
much.
when do you see a left tackle and a defensive end that's under, 5'10"? You don't. But what does that tell you? He probably has the biggest heart on the field. Okay? I'm telling you right now, if I was him, I would have given up 20 minutes ago. Okay? And he's the only person I've seen get a damn sack out there, and I've seen him pummeling some of these defensive ends on the offensive line. This man is setting the tone for the offensive defense for Huntington. And honestly, it might not be the thing on the scoreboard, but it can't be a one-minute show. Look at him in those helmets out there, folks. 66, right there. I'm telling you. Watch him. If you don't believe me, watch. Watch.
Don't watch that one.
Not the best play to watch 66 on.
Did you actually watch it? Nobody actually listens to me.
Yeah.
Come on now, you know that. All that being said, he is still an offensive lineman. You should have been watching somebody fun.
Yeah.
The running back actually got the ball, and that was cool.
Yeah.
They didn't gain anything, and honestly, 66, the one thing I will say, looked like Jason Kelsey down there, because I saw him 10 yards down the field looking for somebody to block. I'll take the enthusiasm.
He was definitely looking. He just could not find anybody. It's looking like that's going to be a game with about 17 seconds left.
Fantastic night. It's been an absolute blast. I'm glad that they've got to honor Cole Miller tonight. He did some amazing things this summer. I think those things kind of got misled just because people weren't around for him. When he's out of state, just win all this medal. Please don't forget to give him a shout out if you see him. Make sure you buy his pizza.
Maple Leaf stand in Bainbridge, folks.
It's been here for like 65 years. Let it go. Cole Miller, if you see him out, buy him a pizza. He's still here. He's still doing great things.
He's an amazing person in the community. Paint Valley, we'll see you keep going. We're going to sign off here. Adam, do you have anything before we sign off?
Maple Leaf, staying here in Bainbridge. You heard it here from Clay first.
And there's no syrup involved. Have a good night, guys.
Here first.
So now, can you sign us off?
Are we off live?